Hey y'all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I finally got my iPhone fixed, so now I can film because I like using my iPhone to film. The iPhone Pro is amazing. So today's video is going to be a little different. I don't talk about my health too much. I give you guys updates here and there, but I really don't keep you too updated with it. Before I was going to come out to the public and just tell you guys this, I wanted to figure out myself what was going on with my body, because for so long, as you guys know, back in like 2018, when we were filming Teen Mom, I ended up going to New York City to the neurologist to get some testing done, and it came up abnormal, but not too abnormal to be concerning. So doctors really couldn't figure out my weird symptoms. Fast forward to September of 2020, I ended up starting this really bad neck problem, and my neck kept cracking over and over again. And it really sucked because it happened for months and months and months. I'm not one to crack my neck, or I'm not one to go to the chiropractor. So for my neck to be popping like 10 times a day like this was really concerning to me. And the fact that it popped so much that at the end of the day I would have headaches made it even worse, especially trying to be a mom, being busy all the time. And being a mom doesn't stop. You can't just be sick and take a break. And then I ended up seeing my primary doctor. And once I saw my primary doctor, she said, let's monitor this for a while. Let's get an MRI done on your neck. And we did that and nothing came up. My doctor said, I'm going to refer you to a neurologist that I know in town that's really good. So I ended up going to her, and she's been doing tests on me for the past 4 or 5 months. Back in November or December, I had a nerve study done again, like the one I had done in 2018. And basically when you go in, it's like acupuncture needles, and they stick you with them, and they give you little shocks each place they stick you, and that measures how strong your muscle is without you having to tell them, basically. And it shows how good of a grip you have, how good your nerves are responding to your brain, and how fast or slow they are, or if they're working at all. So with that nerve test being done, she found out that my grip wasn't tight anymore. And she said usually that's a problem within your spine, and it shows that you have muscle weakness in your arm and in your hand. So she's like, let's do a CT myelogram scan. And that's when I came out and I told everybody about that. And the CT myelogram basically is like an epidural in your spine, and they put dye into your spine. And once that dye is in your spine, they're laying you flat, and then they tilt you forward so the dye can get to your neck. Once the dye gets to your neck, then they take a bunch of pictures, and then they lay you flat again. Well, this wasn't supposed to hurt. It was supposed to be painless. And I've had epidurals before, so I was like, well, it can't be too bad. They ended up numbing the site, and when they did the needle injection, everything was fine. They put half the dye in. Everything was still fine. They're like, you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. And he's like, all right, I got all the dye in. Now, he's like, I'm going to tilt you down. When he tilted me down, immediately, I had shooting, excruciating pain through my shoulder blades. And I started crying immediately. And they gave me pain medicine because they already had an IV. So apparently this procedure could hurt you, because they do prepare you with an IV in case you need emergency medicine. And I ended up having to get emergency medicine, and then I was okay. They took the x-rays they needed, and then they have to wheel you into the CT scan room and do the scan real quick before the dye wears off. So then I laid in bed for 2 weeks, because they told me, oh, you have to lay in bed for the first 48 hours when you get home, but your head has to be tilted because they don't want the dye in your brain, because the dye is bad for your brain. So they want you to lay flat so you don't have spinal fluid leaking out of the puncture site where they did the epidural needle. So it was a really scary procedure, and just to think about all the repercussions after it, it was really scary. But, you know, I healed from it. I was fine. And when she got the results back, they only did my cervical spine. So that's like from right here on your neck up into your skull. And they didn't really find anything, and it didn't really leave any answers for why my neck was cracking, and it was frustrating. So then I had to follow up with my neurologist, and she was like, how'd your CT myelogram go? I was like, oh yeah, it went awesome. No, I told her every detail, and you know, I told her about that really bad shooting pain in my spine, and she was like, you know what, we didn't test that area, we didn't take pictures of, you know, between your shoulder blades, so let's have you do that MRI. So last Friday I had the MRI done, and I had the results sent to me, but I have not followed up with my doctor yet because it's the weekend, it's a Sunday, and I read the results yesterday. And it's pretty concerning. So I have my computer right here, and I'm going to start screen recording. I'm going to log into my medical chart, and I'm going to show you guys what exactly it says. So if we scroll down right here, it says findings, and it says that I have a tiny Syrinx at T7 and 8 level, and it is 10 millimeters long. So what this means is that I have a fluid-filled cyst inside my spinal cord, and this, when you Google it, looks like, if you can see, I Googled, let's get to the top. Let's just Google this word really quick before we Google all that. And okay, here's a good example. So, okay, no, this is a better example. This is really big one. This is a really big one. But this right here, you can see, is a fluid-filled cyst inside the spinal cord, and this one's towards the top. Mine's like down here between my shoulder blades. And this basically happens when you have different disorders, nervous disorders. And it is a Syrinx is a fluid-filled cavity within the spinal cord or brain stem. Diagnosis, they usually do an MRI to find out it's there. And treatment is sometimes surgical depression. I'm trying to show you guys why it happens. There's different nervous disorders, what causes you to get a fluid-filled cyst in your spine. And I'm trying to find out right here, symptoms and causes. Scroll down. Okay, so symptoms, you can have muscle weakness and wasting, loss of reflexes, loss of sensitivity to pain and temperature, headaches, stiffness in your back, shoulders, arms, legs, pain in your neck. So mine started with pain in my neck and my back, and also a little loss of my reflexes, muscle weakness. I get headaches every single day. Like right now, I have a headache from the back of my head, and it goes down my spine all the way up to my forehead. Now, causes of this. It's unclear how and why when you have a fluid-filled cyst, it's called Syringomyelia. Oh God, I'm probably not saying that right, but whatever. When it develops, is the cerebral spinal fluid that surrounds, cushions, and protects your brain and spinal cord. It collects within the spinal cord itself. So basically, you have this fluid around your skull, and you have fluid around your spinal cord. And that fluid is getting inside the cyst that's getting inside the spinal cord, and then it gets stuck. So your spinal cord is not supposed to have anything in it, and the fluid's supposed to be around it and around your skull. And somehow it got in the cyst inside my spinal cord. Now, this can happen at birth because of the tethered spinal cord or spinal cord injury, which I haven't had a spinal cord injury, so that I don't think that's it. Spinal cord tumor, I don't know, meningitis, And this is the one that I think relates to the condition a lot. Unfortunately, it's the Chiari malformation, a condition in which the brain tissues protrudes into your spinal canal. So I'm having a lot of neck pain, and I'm having the neck cracking all the way right here where the base of my skull is, and a little bit, you know, above my collarbone. So I don't know what's wrong with my neck, but whatever's wrong with my neck obviously caused me to get a cyst, and that's not good. None of this is good. I can't jump into conclusions right now because I haven't spoke to my doctor yet, and it is a weekend. So hopefully we can figure this out. Complications you can have with having this cyst in your spine is you can get scoliosis, you can get chronic pain, motor difficulties, weakness and stiffness in your leg muscles, and paralysis. And this is just the cyst. So there's usually a reason why you get the cyst, and it's usually because it's caused by something else. Either three things can happen. Number one, we can leave the cyst there and leave it alone and just monitor it. Number two, it's going to get bigger faster and I'm going to have to get it drained. Or number three, I have one of these conditions or disorders that's causing this cyst to form, and we got to deal with that problem before the cyst. Or maybe we'll deal with the problem at the same time. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. All that I know is that I have neck pain every day and headaches every day, and my neck cracks every day. And I know it seems like I do a lot of TikToks and a lot of filming for you guys, or I do what I can. By this time, 5 o'clock, I usually have to like tap out and like lay down because my neck hurts so bad. Like right now, it feels like it's being pulled, and my spinal cord hurts at the same time. My back hurts. I don't know. I try to get up and be happy and just act like I don't have this problem. Oh yeah, I have head shaking too, so I like shake my head sometimes. And it's kind of embarrassing because it feels like it's a tremor. And if you see my hands shaking a lot or shaky videos, that's because my hands aren't that steady anymore. So, my fingertips, they're numb most of the time. And yeah, it's kind of scary because I feel like slowly I'm losing my abilities in my hands, my motor skills in my hands. And I really need that. I really need my hands to film and do everything that I do. And, I don't know. It just sucks that it wasn't just a herniated disc. It wasn't like a bulging disc or like bone spurs. It's something way more serious than that. And then like whatever procedure I have to get done next, it's going to take me time to heal. And I have projects I'm working on that I can't be laying in bed. So it's like fix the problem or just let the problem get worse. It really sucks. It had to be like the worst thing ever when I got my results. So if we go back to pictures, and if you look on Google, you can look up better images. If you want to know what disorder I think I have, if I had a guess, when you get a cyst, you end up, here we go. This is a good image right here. All right, class. It's a picture of your brain and your spine. Now, this is a normal brain and a normal spine. This is light blue liquid. That's the liquid I was talking about that's around your skull and around your spine. This is the liquid that is inside the cyst that is in my spine. And with the Chiari malformation disorder, it causes the cyst because your brain right here is coming out of the hole that it's not supposed to. So it's kind of like herniated, like a hernia, if you want to think about it that way. And the doctors say that I watched YouTube videos, you have a hole right here, a bone, and it's not supposed to come through here. And sometimes your brain will sag and come through that hole, and that will block. You see right here, it blocks the fluid from coming down here, and then it causes you to get a cyst. So, I'm not a doctor or anything, but I am having a lot of neck issues, and my neck is the #1 thing that hurts the most. And really, I think it might be this. I mean, could be wrong, and we'll see what my doctor says. But, I mean, I don't think I have meningitis. Hopefully not. But I think I would have a lot more crazier symptoms, probably, if I had that. Hopefully I don't have a tumor anywhere. Because they said, because if you have a tumor, sometimes you have to get radiation or chemotherapy. So that's not good. And then, you want to see the scarier part that I didn't mean to click on, but I kind of did. If you have Chiari malformation, this is the surgery. Here's a good example. So right here you see of the Syrinx. That is the fluid-filled cyst. Mine's at T7 and 8. So mine's right here, okay? And the targeted area is the brain and the spine. And they're showing you right here, this person is getting thoracic cyst in their spine because of the Chiari malformation. So they have to go and cut right there and go deep inside there and push up your brain and put a mesh on it. Like, I don't even want to think about it. I don't even want to think about it. So, we'll see what my doctor has to say. But my neck hurts really bad. And then it's just like, throws your life off course. Especially I have kids here and Kaiser's online for Zoom. And I work from home as well. So, I have to make sure my bills get paid while I work, and gonna have to take time off from that. I don't know, a lot of things are going through my mind right now, and I just hopefully, you know, one day I won't be in pain anymore and it'll be great. But I wanted to update you guys and just let you know why I'm just kind of like blah feeling right now, and I try to get as much as I can. I try to get done as much as I can as soon as I wake up, because my head starts hurting about this time of the day. About this time of the day, I like to smoke. No, I'm just kidding. I know you guys want to hear that. Yeah, if you guys want to look up this stuff by yourself, you can. That's what I have. And thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Let me know what kind of videos you want to see. I'll do them, and hopefully I can keep you guys updated about what's going on with this. Hopefully we can figure it out. But I hope you guys are doing good, and stay safe out there, and I'll talk to you next time.